Welcome aspiring data scientists and welcome future Python programmers. Today we learn a new data type structure, and in this case it's going to be the dictionary or dictionaries. The learning goals for this part of the online lecture are learning everything about dictionaries. Then we start with creating them. We do adding and customizing of single elements. And after that, we learn the difference between lists and dictionaries. And in the next presentation, we start working with nested dictionaries. And we also learn how we can add or subset those dictionaries. Content of today is working with dictionaries, adding, customizing, and deleting. And in the end, we have a small comparison between lists and a dictionary. So how can we create a dictionary? Maybe, as you already know, we always created a list, for example, by using squared brackets. So if we want to create a dictionary, we have to use those curly brackets that you see on the right side. That defines in Python the beginning and end of a dictionary. And how is a dictionary built up? It always has a key and a value attached to it. So in our case here, we have the key Jeffrey and the key Sandra. And if we look up for Jeffrey, the output will be 25. And if we look up for Sandra, the output will be 29. So a dictionary in this case could be very useful to store a huge list of your friends, and you always have their name and their birth date attached to it, or their age or their weight, or whatever you would like to know about your friends. So always remember, if you create a dictionary, you do it by using curly brackets, and then first you have to define your key, and after that you attach to every key a value. And the key and value are always separated by using the double points. And those keys, they can be strings, they can be numbers, so you're really free to choose in that regard. So let's have a little example. We still have the data from our last lesson in matplotlib, so the percentage of female ministers in Canada. And you can remember that we had the data points from 2005, 2012, 2015, and 2017. So in that case, it is for us quite logical to set the key to the year, and the value, so the percentage of female ministers, we set as our lookup value. So, and if we want to look up now a value, so let's say, okay, we would like to know the percentage of female ministers in 2012. So that means that we call first our dictionary name. And after that, because we want to look up for the value of 2012, we have to call for our key 2012. And if we print it out, we get, okay, 26.9% of the people were female ministers. So in this special dictionary, the year is the key and the percentage of female ministers is the value. And now let's have a little bit more visual or deep dive into it. So we can always say in the beginning, we define our dictionary name like we did with variables or like we did with lists. After that, we open our dictionary by using the curly brackets. And then we always define a key and a value. And then we create a new key and a new value. And we always separate them by using a comma. So we always have the dictionary name or dictionary variable where we store everything. And attached to it is always key, value, key, value. And if we want to search or call for something, we first have to open our dictionary. Then we have to open our key. And the output that we get is always our lookup value. Now, obviously, we can also add and customize single elements of values within a dictionary, the same as we can do with lists. If we want to create a new key with a new value inside of it, we do this by accessing the left side of our dictionary. We tell Python in that case, okay, please open a new key, create a new key in our dictionary called 2019, and we want to store the value of 84 48.7. Now let's imagine, as you can see on top here, the actual result is 48.6 or 0.6. So we did a mistake. How can we correct that? We can do that easily by, again, accessing our dictionary and our key 2019, and we can address a new value to it. The big point here is because we already have the key 2019, Python will not create a new key, but it will just access the old key, change the value inside, and if we print out this new or updated dictionary, our value will be updated. And that's basically how you can add and change the values in your dictionaries and also the keys. And now in the end, we learned that already a couple of times. If we want to delete a certain key and the attached value in our dictionary, we just use our del function. And because we don't want to delete the whole dictionary, we have to define which key we want to delete and which key value we want to delete. And we do this here by deleting 2019. And if you see our dictionary below, 2019 was deleted. In the end, a little side-by-side comparison of lists and dictionaries. So both data structures can do selecting, updating, and removing. The big difference, though, is that lists are indexed by a range of numbers. So it starts with index 0 and so on. And dictionaries are indexed by unique keys. So you don't call for an index, you always call for the key to look up your value. So why does it matter? It matters because lists is a collection of values, and the order matters because you always have an index. And you have to select often your list by using that index. With dictionaries, though, an index is not important. You only have your unique keys. So if you use a dictionary, you have to be aware of your keys. And if you use a list, most of the time, it's more useful to be aware of the positioning of your elements. Finished. Well done. Congratulations. You finished another online lecture, and we are looking forward to see you in the next video. Goodbye.